Good afternoon. I hope your day is going well and it's been a good week. Like I mentioned in the last video, I met with some teachers yesterday and we talked about boundaries. And so it's been a topic that's been on my mind a lot. And I've had conversations in the past and sometimes people are unsure about the word boundaries. So I want you to take a second and just notice what that word brings up for you. Does it make you uncomfortable? Does it make you feel like, oh yes, I need those? Just take a second and notice how you feel about the word boundaries. As I was putting together this presentation, I was thinking about, what is the purpose of boundaries? Like we know what they are and we sort of know that they're good and that we need them, but like what's inside the boundary? What does the boundary protect? And I had a lot of ideas. I think it protects our relationships, it protects our mental energy, it protects all these things, but I kept boiling it down. And throughout this conversation with a friend, I think what it came down to for me, and you see if this resonates with you, that boundaries allow us to do the least harm in the world and the most good. That whoever we are, that we are capable of as an individual, right? And I think when we look at boundaries that way, when we look at them as the ability to do the least amount of harm and the most amount of good, then all of a sudden those boundaries feel a little more necessary and a little bit more loving, if that makes sense. Because boundaries aren't about necessarily keeping people out or this like selfish negativity. It's about creating goodness, right? It's about allowing whatever's good inside of us out. So that can be peace, that can be contentment, that can be whatever it is we have to contribute. So I wonder, does that make sense? Does that resonate? Because that was kind of when I understood that, it kind of changed things for me a little bit. So see how that feels for you. And I'll probably take a few more sessions to talk about boundaries just because I think they're so amazing and relevant and necessary. We really, really need them. And when I say the least amount of harm, if you think about not setting a boundary, and so your boundary is being violated or there's a need for one, right? What happens is it creates some sort of negativity in us, right? It creates resentment, it creates exhaustion, it creates mental fatigue, all of these things. And when we do that, we pass that on, right? So if my boundary keeps being violated by a friend or a colleague, and now I'm experiencing resentment, then I share that with the world in whatever way, right? Whether it's like I'm talking to another coworker, like I'm so frustrated with my boss that or whatever, or I'm just in a bad mood. And so somebody comes to me with something they need and I'm just like short with them. And now they're like, oh, why is she short with me? Or whatever, right? So we're putting out harm. We're not just not putting out goodness. Does that make sense? So anyway, just a thought to leave you with today that's been on my mind as usual. I would ask a favor, if you watch these videos and they resonate with you, please like them. And if you know someone that might benefit, please share it. And yeah, stay tuned for more. Okay, talk to you soon.